look at that. The colours of these boats are so dramatic.
Student women's eights, the Island Cup. Oxford Brookes A on the left and Durham University on the right in their platinate colours.
It looked like Brookes just jumped out of that start. Got obviously taking it on. Brookes Crew's very known for taking it on from the very first stroke and just trying to get that advantage. Durham tucked in nicely against the island and hopefully taking advantage of that weather as well, because as they come out, the wind is quite unpredictable at the moment, can sweep across and catch you, but they are well set. They've got two great coxes there steering their direct line straight down this course.
We might have another cracking race here. The junior women's eights were in incredible racing. Now a slightly older age category, the student women's eights. Durham nearest to the picture. Well, they've got to really raise their game. Oxford Brookes, Kath, earlier in the week, on Thursday we had a bit of a tailwind and they broke the barrier and Foley records. That's a sort of quarter and halfway marks roughly in the Henley course. So this is a fast Brookes Crew.
Yeah, it's a great statement piece as well, and it's a little bit of a message out to your opposition as well that, you know, if you're going to take us on, well, we've set the record. We've been the fastest crew in history down this course, but Durham bring it straight to them.
Yeah, so this event has only been going for the last few years, so the record's perhaps easier than some historically, but nonetheless, as you say, psychological warfare really, isn't it? Let's just show you how hard we can go. So if you think you're going to touch us at the early part of the race, well, you've got another thing coming. Now it's a pretty critical time for Durham here, isn't it?
Yeah, Durham are slipping back slightly on that Brookes Crew. As we were saying, Oxford Brookes have got a very fast start. They've set the records in this event. Durham is doing a great job of holding on to them, but they're just at risk of losing touch. And as we've said in the race before, that sort of psychological aspect of keeping hold of the crew in front of you is really important. So as they have obviously Oxford Brookes at the moment have the faster boat speed, so can Durham sort of match that and stop that moving away?
So if you were with us earlier, we were talking about this issue. In the bow seat of the Durham crew, to the right of the picture, Isabel Sellers and Florence Snelling are probably the only two athletes in the boat now who've got any sense of where Brookes are. In the stern, looking at the stern pair, Philippa Emery and Evlia Davies, well, they won't be able to see at all, so they've just got to trust the process and actually think about trying to relax and row long and row strong, because if they start to get tense about where are we in the race, well, that transmits itself through the whole crew. So it's a critical time for the cohesion here.
It is, and Hermione Hill in the cox seat of the Durham boat will have a crucial role as well, making sure she gives the crew just enough information of what's happening and where the opposition crew is, but enough to keep them positive and keep them the energy high and feeling that's still a long way down this course. A lot could happen, as we've just seen in the junior women's event. The opposition can get out and can lead a race, but a lot can still happen. So it's again keeping yourself in contention so that when you're ready to strike, you can do it.
So this is cracking head-to-head racing from our student women in the Island Talent Challenge Cup as we look back to the start alongside that beautiful site of scientific special interest island here at Henley Regatta is the women of Oxford Brookes, who put down that incredible marker on Thursday against Edinburgh University, breaking the course record. Let's see what they can do today as they work their way to the final. Approaching the halfway mark in this beautiful Saturday afternoon sunshine, Oxford Brookes A crew have the luxury of seeing the backs of Durham behind them as they surge through into the middle of this course.
Yeah, again, these just beautiful pictures of this river looking at its best in this gorgeous summer sunshine. It's still not the warmest day we've had, and it's still quite windy, so it's not the easiest conditions for these crews to battle into, but they're doing a good job, and Oxford Brookes is setting the standard of this event at the moment.
So here we are in the middle of the course. Durham pretty much now in the halfway mark, and Brookes just a little bit through it. So usually this sort of third quarter is pretty decisive, but at the moment I think Oxford Brookes are pretty much in a command and control position. Sitting in the stern of that boat, you've really got control not only of your crew but of where you are versus the others.
Yeah, they seem to have about a length lead now, and you can see they've slightly taken the rate down. They're still clearly really racing down this course, but it just gives that just breathing space, that sense of the rhythm is there. You've got complete control of this race. Again, you never drop it too low that you can't respond if needed, but there'll be a sense of this is where we want to be. This is the race plan we've expected. This
is exactly where they want to be, isn't it? In command of the race, and we just saw Cameron Moffat in the cox's seat of Oxford Brookes, keeping those athletes focused, but talking in a fairly relaxed way to them to sort of keep them fluid and loose and thoughtful about what they're doing. It will be a different dynamic from Hermione Hill in the Cox's seat of Durham. She has to have her women believe, to hope in their hearts that they've still got the opportunity here to go through to the final.
And they still, you know, it's a semi-final of Henley Royal Regatta. You still want to put in a great display, this is often the last event in many of the rowers' calendars, so this could be the last race that they have this season. So they really want to finish on a high and just prove that they are absolutely worthy of being in this great semi-final.
It's a great point, of course, isn't it? Because school crews, by definition, come to an end, and they will get to the point where they never race again. So this is their last moment to shine in the sunshine here on Henley Saturday. This is Durham University going as strong and as hard as they can against this phenomenal Brookes A crew. So they have a lot to do now, and Brookes looking really very comfortable as they come towards the stewards' enclosure.
Yeah, I mean, you do think from this that Brookes has done all that they need to do, and they can sort of start to enjoy this final bit of the course. But, you know, incredible respect to Durham University getting to the Saturday of Henley in this tough competitive event. It's really impressive. Yeah,
it's great to see Durham here, as you say, Kath. And now we look down the boat of Oxford Brookes. Very, very well drilled. They do so much hard work in these age, don't they, alongside each other, and it really shows when it comes down to these competitions. Boat running beautifully flat. We're just looking at the rise and fall of the boat, and there's very little of that. Little bit of steering correction, as you say. It's a bit blustery still. It's still a bit blustery, but like you say, these are big boats. They should run reasonably flat, but there's a lot of movement, obviously, from the athletes as they move up and down the slide, and what you want is to look as if the boat's just running smooth as the sort of direction of the athletes change, and that's a really lovely view from behind to prove that. Oxford Brookes A won at the British Universities Championship. They won the Women's 8 at Ghent. They won at the Metropolitan Regatta. They won at Henley Women's Regatta. They're focused on winning at Henley Royal Regatta, and they've done absolutely what they needed. A little glance over the shoulder of the very experienced 21-year-old Cameron Moffat in the Cox's seat, and he knows that they've done enough, and all he needs to do is get them across the line with no trouble. Durham, well, they're still fighting, as they should be. Yeah, you want to make that margin as small as possible, but Oxford Brookes are relaxing into this final stage, just taking a bit of moment to kind of recover and enjoy this bit. Durham will race right to the line. Oxford Brookes, Isabel Sellers, Florence Snelling, Daisy Jackson, Megan Finn, Anna Grace, Jordan Kingston, Evelina Davis, Philippa Emery and Hermione Hill from Durham go down to the women of Oxford Brookes A: Jasmine Bowers, Oren Smedding, Ariana Ford, Jenny Bates, Rihanna Sumter, Grace Richards, Marta Birtles, Brenna Randall, Cox by Cameron Moffat. So well done to Brookes A, and great effort by Durham. Yeah, again, really good rowing from both crews. Really great to see these women kind of again lifting the standards of this event. As you say, this event hasn't been around for hugely long, so every time there's good conditions, the opportunity is also there to break some records. And I think when athletes come into this, you want to add your name to this incredible leaderboard of history makers before you, but also taking a record puts you into the programme for years to come. So really great to see Oxford Brookes taking the opportunity the other day, and let's hope we've got more fast races ahead. Very polite clapping. Yeah, very polite applause for a really great race, and super focused every athlete in the boat there as well. Love to see this, and well, the Brookes women look happy with that,